Hey everybody. Hi guys. Hi Melanie. Hi Sydney.
Hello.
Well, I was just watching that. Yeah, that one is too short, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. We were talking about the countdown timer, and I didn't use that today because I didn't have enough new videos to put in there for you to be entertained with. And and Sydney was saying she thought it was kind of long, 10 minutes, and she's probably right. That is quite a bit. Because if it was 5 minutes longer, Facebook wouldn't allow us to go live. We're only allowed to go live, I think, 15 minutes prior to what we scheduled.
Yep. And I think part of the reason, too, why you didn't do an intro video, just to share it with everyone, is we've had so many dogs adopted recently. So
That's right.
A problem to have.
Adoptions are up, and we don't want to put unadoptable dogs in the countdown timer. All right. We try to keep available dogs in there. Maybe we have to change it. Maybe we can put old dogs in there and tell them they're not sorry. This is what you missed out on. Anyway, wow, what a show we've got today. We've added color back to the show. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lori's coming on.
Yeah, we have some puppies on that they are quite a bit different one from the other.
Oh yeah, yeah. Our first puppies. We'll just let Adam explain it, and we'll play. We got Little Debbie, not the snack cakes, because she's sweeter than the snack cakes. All right, I know it's true because it says it in the video. All right, let me take Debbie's little comment down here real quick so we can see the video. There we go. Well, thank you, Melanie. You should have brought the video up now. Here we go. We'll get it straightened out. You gave me a week off. You got to retrain me, okay? All right. Wow. Hi, Adam.
How's it going?
Welcome back.
Yes, thank you for coming back on the show.
Yeah, I swear that dog looks like a stuffed animal.
Yeah, this is a robot stuffed animal.
Oh, okay. All righty. Wow. Boy, it sure is. She sure is cute and little, huh?
She is. I mean, her. So we have Little Debbie. Her sister that I'm also fostering is Big Dolly, and she came about weighing 50% more, and still
Wow.
does.
Wow.
Wow. So she's the little runt of the litter. So that's what people call.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've always pushed for apply early, get all processed. That way, if a dog comes along, could be first or second in line. And why do we push that so hard? Because puppies go quick, don't they?
They do, especially this time of year. If you think you may want a puppy, I would put in an application, and usually the rescues know kind of sometimes 8 weeks ahead of time when puppies will be available.
Right. Okay. Now another problem that we have too, because it takes time to process an application, right, Sydney?
It does, yeah. There are several steps, and a real human being will be your foster coordinator or application screener. And so we talk with people, and we want to get to know them and their situation, because us matching dogs and humans together is extremely important.
Yeah. And so that way, I mean, somebody that sees little Debbie, oh, wow, I want that dog, and they apply. And what's the chances of them applying that late and getting the same dog they applied for when it's a puppy anyway?
It depends. I mean, sometimes people end up adopting the puppy that they applied for, but we did not have very many puppies, especially Debbie's age, and so they did get adopted pretty quickly.
And that means when they saw her, they didn't get her because somebody else had applied sooner.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Debbie just officially got adopted a day or so ago. But we'd still love to hear about her. And Adam is a seasoned foster of little puppies. So love to hear what his experience is and what his advice is for puppies.
Right. Adam is great. He fosters puppies and he still has his sanity.
Yeah, I think my biggest advice for puppies is, one, they're different. You can try and get them on a schedule, but it takes some work to find the schedule that works for them. These guys, we just started feeding 4 times a day instead of 3, because that just is working better for their system. But Debbie is a sweetheart. She is feisty and will wrestle her bigger sister, and they have been so much fun to have around.
Yeah, and her bigger sister has also been adopted, right?
Right. Yeah. So Dolly is sleeping, and you're not normally supposed to wake sleeping puppies, but we'll make it up.
Yeah, do what he says, not what he does, right? Wow, I'm telling you, they look like stuffed dogs. Wow. The whole point to this is if you apply before you see your dog, then when your perfect match pops up, you might be first in line and get that dog. Okay. So apply early, and fostering is awesome, isn't it? How's your experience been on fostering, Adam?
I love fostering puppies. I've rescued, all my dogs have been rescues, but I've never had them as puppies. They've always been older. So fostering puppies gives me a constant taste of what that is like to have puppies. And, as you said, sometimes the puppies go pretty quickly. So it's not necessarily a long-term commitment. It's just a few weeks of sanity.
Wow.
Or insanity.
Look at them.
How long have you had them, Adam?
A little over 3 weeks.
Okay.
Wow, you got them young, huh?
Yeah, they were Dolly was about 5 pounds and Debbie was 3.5 pounds.
Wow.
And we were, I think the vet estimated their age at 6 weeks, but we think they were a little younger than that.
Okay.
Um,
And but they didn't have to be bottle fed at that time, right?
no, we started them on softened foods with a little formula mixed in. They had some worms and other issues, so we were giving them pumpkin and getting them through that. But they're super healthy and fun
and precious. She said the exact word. They're precious. All right.
Yeah.
Now, always remember, people think that they're not going to stay that way. They're going to stay the way you see them through your eyes. Okay. So if they're precious now, they'll be precious to you for the rest of their lives. Period. Simple as that. But wow.
Do they tend to play with each other, or do they try to play with your two older personal dogs?
They're now doing all of the above. So they like to play with each other. We over Thanksgiving we had all four. They had a brother and a sister also around, and the brother I think taught them to wrestle.
Imagine that.
How to pick a fight and win. So now they love it.
Wow. Imagine that. Now, puppies are capable of being annoying to other dogs. Your dogs handle them okay?
Great. Yeah. They both will give corrections that scare them. But Madison.
And that's important. Because a dog knows how to correct another dog, if that's exactly what it is, or if that's what it is. Some people believe that dogs don't correct other dogs, and some of us believe that, yes, they do. They teach them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, I think Herschel will establish his
that's our very first photo that we have on the intro timer is a puppy with their mouth completely over the snout of another puppy. And we just got it live. Wow. And it's got to be very, very entertaining to foster two puppies at a time, isn't it?
It is, and it's easier than fostering one puppy because they do entertain each other.
Right. And there's also another reason for that. They're also helping each other learn.
Yeah. So Adam, because you have two adult dogs, do your two adult dogs take a little bit different role with your puppies, or do they kind of both mentor them in the same ways?
No. So I would say Madison, who is around 3 years old and also came from GPRS, she is more like a mom to them.
Cool.
She will let them crawl on her and curl up with her. Herschel will play with them sometimes, especially in the morning. But he also doesn't want them to futz with him. Had your female ever had a litter before rescue? Do you know? No, she was 7 months when I got her. And
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. And she nurtures like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
That's so sweet. That's a really neat thing for you to witness, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, and I think, I think she did this is me projecting what I think she feels, but with the first couple of sets of puppies, I think Madison got attached to them a lot more than she does now. And, but she does enjoy having them around and giving her.
maybe what's going on in her brain is, oh, look, I get a new pair of puppies. Oh, now they're getting annoying. Oh, thanks, Dad. I got another new pair. You got rid of them. Thanks, Dad. Maybe. But it's not unusual for female Great Pyrenees to nurture young puppies, but it's also not unusual for them to just push them away, too. All right. It can be either or, and yours shows the other, and I think that's great. That's awesome. And they still look like stuffed animals, except they're moving.
Yeah, I
Wow.
could watch them for hours.
Now, did you said she came from GPRS? Did Herschel come from GPRS also?
He did.
Wow, you got a house full of GPRS dogs.
Yeah. So Madison was a foster fail after 7 months, and Herschel was just a straight rescue. Okay.
Wow, did you see what I just saw? We had a puppy in need, and foster dad stopped everything and took care of that need. That's what's supposed to happen. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, that's the big one there, huh? Or is that who's that?
This is Dolly.
That's Dolly. That you missed out on also because you didn't apply early.
Yeah, I think Dolly Pupton was the first one to be adopted.
Yeah. So whoever had applied first actually got to come over over Thanksgiving while we had all four and got her choice of the litter. So
Oh, they got to pick. Wow.
yeah.
So that does reinforce apply early because with puppies, you don't know rescues have them until they post them. All right. And they're not going to post them the day they got them, right, Sydney?
No, we have a holding period where we make sure that their health is in order and the foster has time to get to know them. And, there's a little bit of a process. Yeah, we're very intentional about the process and about adoption.
And we would expect a rescue to be very intentional because sometimes it feels like when you're trying to adopt a dog that you're prying them out of their cold, dead hands. Okay. But that's a good thing because, well, you don't know where that dog came from. They do. And there might be things that they saw that they never want to see again. Okay. So yeah, they're going to be a little tough on adopters, especially if they see any red flags. But don't get me wrong, just if they see a red flag, they're going to ask you about it. They're going to talk to you about it. They're going to take, they got to feel good about it. All right. And so rescue dogs are the best. They really, really are. You get things out of rescue dogs that you don't get from picking them from a breeder. Like you already know a little bit about them. When you get one from a breeder, you don't know anything. Or if you don't check out the breeder, you don't know who the breeder is. What happens if doesn't matter. It could be bad breeding. Anyway, enough of that. We're not going to talk about the bad parts. Because rescue dogs, I've heard people say they don't want a rescue dog because they're broken. Mark my words, they're not broken because dogs don't break. Toys break. So you got to come up with a different excuse. GPRS has got some of the finest fosters in the country. Trust me, they're not broken. All right. And rescues they work hard at this. And they got a very thankless job. So thank you guys. Anyway, wow. Thank you for bringing them on, Adam. Do you want to stick around and see the Newfoundland?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Now, plus Melanie's got a new foster puppy too because, well, I didn't know she did. All right. So you got a little bit about Beth, but we are going to bring Cosmo up. But I just want you to be prepared. We want to know a little bit about her, like we did with all your other fosters. You gave us a preview.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, this next one, for those of you that watched the show before, they know Lori. She's our Newfie lady. All right. But this time, this Newfoundland's with a different rescue. Okay. Another cool rescue. We've invited, the name of the rescue is New to You Rescue. And we invited them back and they accepted our offer. And whoops, sorry, Lori.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, he's got a video that I intended to push that button instead. So we're
Okay.
going to play his video and we'll keep you up. Wow. I like her logo still. Now,
Thank you.
so what was his backstory? How did you get him again?
Real quick, thank you for that video. I saw Mr. Tibbs in there, and it just warms my heart to see him still running around.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
It's okay. We all lose our pets, no matter how long we've had them. So
He was over 12. He was 12 and a half years old.
he was. He had a good run with me here, thanks to you. So, Cosmo, come here, buddy. Here. So his story, I saw him on Facebook. He came into the Niagara Falls SPCA. I saw something in his eyes that just melted me and knew that he could be the perfect dog with work. So I reached out and he was brought in. Owner surrendered. Can you look at the camera, bud? Look at that. Look, say hi, everybody. Owner surrendered, which was a great thing because he lived the first probably 12 or 13 months on a logging chain in a backyard. No interaction with people, dogs, cats, anybody. I'm almost convinced that they probably just threw his food out to him because he has severe stranger danger.
Why was he confined to the backyard again?
Well, apparently the story was that they had a little boy and he bumped into the little boy and they didn't want to work with him. So rather than work with him, they put him out in the backyard. So fast forward, I got him just about a month ago. He's been neutered. Tina and Robin at the SPCA worked with him for about 4 weeks before I got him. He didn't know how to play with a tennis ball. He didn't know how to walk on a leash. Anybody that approached him, he was scared to death. When I brought him here, I took his chain off or leash off and let him run in my fenced-in yard, and you would have thought he was a kid at Christmas with all kinds of presents, running up and down the fence line with my guys, and just awesome. Just awesome.
Wow.
He's come
But
so
he's still only 15 months old, right?
I think he's 16 now, Steve.
Okay,
but,
close
yeah,
enough.
but still a
But
puppy.
he's still a puppy. He's still a puppy.
Yep. And still, I tell everybody that I talk to about him, he's a work in progress because he just is
puppies are a work in progress, right, Adam?
And Adam, you're doing a great job with those puppies. Amazing.
Now, which brings up a quick point. When you have a giant breed puppy, their bodies typically grow about 3 to 3.5 times faster than their minds develop. So now, in 4 or 5 months, you've got a 100 or 90-pound dog with the mind of a baby. Okay, that's enough to throw anybody for a loop.
Therein lies another issue, Steve, is when they took him in, he was about 70 pounds. So
he was underweight.
Very underweight. I'm sure they weren't feeding him the best of food when he did eat, but he's put on about 15 pounds since I've gotten him. He's been neutered. We did have a meet and greet on Friday, and Dirk and Kim, if you're watching, here's hopefully your new boy. So
but don't not apply, because what happens if they see him and I mean, they're not set in stone.
Right.
Just because they're interested doesn't mean that that they end up with him. They may see another dog that new to you. Oh, I got to have him instead.
Right. Yep, exactly.
And that's okay. They can do that. That's fine.
And guess what? Even if he is taken or isn't taken, we always get new ones every day. So there's always dogs. Like you said earlier, Steve, don't wait to apply. Put your name in, put your app in. And like Sydney was saying, we adopt the dogs out to the perfect family. We don't want these guys coming back or going to another shelter or a different rescue because it doesn't work out. We want them to go exactly where they need to be placed. I'm not sure if it's a prey drive or just because he's never been around cats, but he is super
cats. Leave the cats. He doesn't do good with cats. Yeah.
No, he's way too.
And some dogs are like that.
Yep. And my cats are so used to all of the dogs that I've ever brought in here. And none of them have cared much about them. But he's way too curious.
Yeah, and I have an opinion on that. The simple fact that he's never had exposure.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%, Steve. And he was the same way with other dogs too. He didn't know how to interact. He didn't know personal space. He didn't know how to play because he's never had the opportunity before. But I just saw something in him that I just knew that he was going to be a good boy and he could make somebody a really good dog.
Yeah. And wow. So backing up to when he came into rescue, and if what you had heard is accurate, if you have a young child, always make sure you know what you're doing when you get a giant breed dog. Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
Because they may be a little bitty 15, 16 pound puppy when you get them, but they're going to continue to grow fast.
Agreed. Yep.
And and he didn't mean to knock the child over. I can promise you that.
No, I agree with you, Steve. And that's
they turned it into a crime, and he was put in isolation to him the rest of his life until somebody had to have found it.
Can we take the website down, because we have a couple comments that Lori will be interested in.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What now? Oh, there they are.
Good deal. Hi, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in.
And then here we have a second one.
I'm doing the home check and the vet visit this week. So as long as they work out okay, when they came up to do the meet and greet, they were super excited. Usually he's kind of grumbly when he first meets somebody, but when they got out of the truck, they were, "Hey, Cosmo, hey, buddy, what's going on?" And he looked at me like, "Wait, Mom, what? Do I know these guys? What am I supposed to do?" He was a wiggle butt, and he went to them without 1 ounce of hesitation. So,
And the more that happens, the more often that will happen.
Yep, I agree. I agree with you.
Because the need to distrust will be less than the need to trust.
Right. That warmed my heart when I saw that he, like you just said, Steve, that he could trust them and he was not scared. Because mostly...
well, you were a key role in that. You were the key role. He trusted you. And he also trusted you to keep him safe. Always remember, every time you think a dog likes or dislikes something, let's look at it a little bit different way. He's either safe from it or not safe, or he trusts it or not trust it. That can actually alter what we do next. Okay, so, and you did perfectly.
Me cry, Steve. You're making me cry.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was. He trusted you to keep him safe, and it worked. Nice job. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Right?
You.
Well, and what I also want to say too is you saw him. You got to see him in person at the shelter, and the rescue, new to you rescue, trusted in your experience with newfies in particular. And was like, yeah, we can take him on because we have a foster who knows what she's doing and who has fostered many different Newfoundlands who have had all these different types of backgrounds. So they knew you had a lot of tools in your tool belt in order to bring him to a place where he can go to, a family forever.
That's right. Because Newfoundlands have their own rescue. I got to never wrap my mind around that one, but so that means they have breed-specific rescues, and the Newfoundlands, similar to a peer only in words to the Great Pyrenees, a breed-specific rescue for them is actually kind of important because if you don't know that breed, you can make errors there too. Because there's some stuff with them that's breed-specific. They will go to the mountains and save a person that's lost. But yet they need a rescue.
Yep. And they'll jump in the water and pull you to safety and everything else. And they can be your best friends, just like Pyrs.
And they're big dogs. They're big dogs. Okay. Basically, he was treated that way because he got too big. All right.
Yep. And they weren't experienced with this breed, or a large breed.
Right. That's right. They want you to have experience with at least with a giant breed in the past. Okay. And I don't blame them. Okay.
Yep.
Now, they're not a breed-specific Newfoundland rescue. They rescue all breeds. And I always tip my hat to them. And when they get I bet you in here, as you go along, you're going to get rescues from around New York wanting you to foster if they get into Newfoundland. How about that?
I hope so. I hope.
Yeah. But so new to you rescue.org, that's where you go. And there's other dogs there. If Newfoundland is too big for you, they got little dogs too. That's the cool part. When you go to that Newfoundland place, they don't have little dogs. Okay.
Nope.
If you go to GPRS or Great Pyrenees Rescue, the definition of little is going to be different probably. Okay. And new to you rescue, we invited them back. They took us up on it, and we appreciate that. And also, you're welcome to come back anytime.
Yeah,
for the rescue.
Thank you, guys.
So,
I really
cool.
Appreciate your kind words and promoting us and getting the word out that fostering does save lives, and it really truly helps them get ready for their next chapter in their life. And if it hadn't have been for bringing him in, I'm not sure where he would have ended up. So I thank you.
It took a minute to see. She went slow, and why did you go slow? Because slow is fast. And I have another saying: when you introduce dogs, they have to see body language too, because they're probably not really speaking 100% the same language as the other dog. They communicate. So if you put them nose to nose, man, they can't see the body language. But so we want them to sniff butts, because when you go nose to nose, they can get bit. If they sniff butts, butts don't bite.
Yep, I use that saying all the time, Steve. I love it, and it's so.
That came
true.
from Roman.
Thank
That's
you,
the first
Roman.
place I heard it. Yep. Wow. So
Speaking of
how has he been doing? Now we know about the cats. What about other dogs?
He's fine with my guys. The first few meetings, he wasn't sure, didn't know how to act, but like you said, they sniffed butts, everything was fine. Now when they get side by side, they could care less.
Lori has tools she used. She'd introduced some of them, and they had a fence in between them.
Yep.
And if you got a situation like that, the dogs on each side of that fence feel safe. So now they can approach without fear of injury or something worse. Yep. So use the tools you have, especially if you find a stray and you have dogs at home, you find a stray. Oh, come on, let's go. Don't take that dog home right away and throw it to the wolves. All right.
Yeah.
Because you could have an altercation. We don't want altercations. And then on the same note, same way with Newfoundlands and Great Pyrenees, don't confuse a confrontation with a conversation. Okay. How they communicate is barking, snarling, growling. Okay. That's communication. That's not a warning. That's communication. Take the warning part out of it. Oh, yeah, they might be warning you if you're approaching and they don't feel comfortable with you approaching and you're missing all of the ears pinned back, tail goes down, you miss all of that. They're going to do a verbal warning, the growl. But the growl is good, because if you ignore that growl, he's going to go on to the next thing. Because if you keep approaching and the growl's not working, well, he's going to air snap, hopefully. And maybe he'll miss, maybe he won't. Because if he misses, he's going to make contact with you. And it could have been unintended. All right? So just because a dog growls doesn't mean the dog is aggressive. That's the second best form of communication humans have with dogs is growl. All right? And so if he's growling, acknowledge it. Stop approaching. Simple solution. And there's others. After you do that, there's other things. If you want to reach out, we'll let you know a little more. But in the meantime, we don't want to take focus away from this awesome dog here. Look what he's doing. I thought you said he was a wild child. He's going to bounce all over the place. He's been perfect.
I thought he would too, but yeah, he has been. I think he likes the camera.
Yeah, he's going to be.
He wants to actually be good for his possible new mom and dad out there. So
well, we're hoping that. Okay, we'll use these folks as an example. Kim as an example. Hey, after he's been there a couple months, would you be willing to come on the show and give us a progress report?
How about it, Kim and Dirk? If you guys do get him, could we do that again? And let us know how he's doing and his new home and how far he's come. That would we love
happy adoption stories. So we are more than happy to have adopters come on, and it's okay to share what challenges you might have too, because there are other dog owners out there that they go through that period too, because everybody's adjusting, and so we're all about being real and honest, because that's where you have the most fruitful relationships. The humans and people together. So we would love, yes, absolutely. As Laura said, we would love to have you back.
Perfect.
Yeah. And I would be willing to give you some behavior information too. And but for the most part, this is a puppy. Okay. He's impressionable now. So the signals you send to him now are going to be important on how he forms his adult personality. All right. So we want you to be able to communicate with him, and he doesn't speak English. So you're going to have to learn to speak dog, right? Which is not hard. It's body language.
So a quick update. You said you always want to know how the success stories go. Jelly and Val.
Yes.
Jelly, yeah.
Yep. Are now Clementine was Jelly Bean. and she lives with Joe and Rick, Amy, Joe, and Rick up in New Hampshire. She's doing great, but she did tear her ACL, so she had to have surgery. But she's recovered quite well.
Now, was that Val?
That was Jelly Bean.
Jelly was the younger of the two, right?
Yep.
Jelly Bean?
Yep,
Okay.
exactly. But recovering well. Before her surgery, her and her Landseer brother were pulling carts together. They were swimming tandem every day. Amy Jo has sent pictures of Jelly, quote unquote, Clementine on the wakeboard or paddleboard with Rick out in the water on a
Wow.
just living her life, doing fantastic. So, and
Wow.
Vale/Delilah now is, or Dahlia, is doing wonderful as well with Brooke. So they went to amazing homes, and all of the dogs that I have fostered are living their absolute best lives. Thanks to Kathy, God rest her soul. We miss her so much. She did amazing jobs placing the dogs, but TNP is still doing the same. I just transported a dog from Connecticut to Buffalo a couple of weeks ago, Hudson, and he's doing amazing. They've got a trainer coming in. He's got pigeon toe in the back, so he has trouble going up and down their 2 steps. But they have a trainer coming in to work with him tomorrow. So
the trainer going to fix that medical issue?
They won't, but they'll give the couple of hopefully some insight on how to get them up and down the steps.
How about an escalator?
Yeah, there you go. Get them an elevator for the 2 steps.
Hey, don't laugh. We've got folks in Colorado that actually did that.
Oh, wow.
An elevator.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I know one in one of the Carolinas that did that too. So now, wow, that's amazing with Val and Jelly Bean. I remember them.
Yeah, they were great. They were super good dogs.
And always remember happy adoption stories. They're awesome, but we got to, in order to have a happy adoption story, we have to have an adoption.
Yep.
Okay. And always remember, if you adopt a Newfoundland or if you adopt a Great Pyrenees from one of the rescues, you're not in that alone. So if you have issues, don't be embarrassed. Reach out and reach out early. The longer the unwanted behavior goes along, the longer it takes to change it. And always remember, we're not fixing anything. If you have an unwanted behavior, doesn't it make sense to take a new behavior that you want to do and replace it, and replace that unwanted behavior? So don't be afraid and don't be embarrassed. Absolutely. Because I've been doing this for 40 years and a Great Pyrenees will still do something I've never seen. All right. So don't ever be embarrassed if your dog's got behaviors that you don't want. Reach out for help. The rescues have resources. Okay. And nobody knows for the Great Pyrenees, nobody knows to breed better than these people. Okay. They got tons of people in there with all their information that comes from different directions. Nobody knows to breed better than a rescue. Now, but these people aren't breed specific. Oh, make no mistake. They know their breed. Okay. They know every breed that they adopt out. And if they don't, they have resources. Simple as that. There's no such thing as getting a bad dog from a rescue. I do not believe that. We get good dogs from bad people. How about that? But we don't get bad dogs. They're grateful dogs.
Agreed.
So anyway, enough of that. Wow, Lori, awesome job. Thank you. And
thank you, guys.
And to the adopter, Kim, I hope you get him too. And then if not, I hope you still get your perfect dog, because you will. Okay? It's going to happen no matter what. Yep. But he's going to be a handful. I'm going to tell you.
There's a lot out there, unfortunately, all kinds of them all over. So all the rescue shelters, whether it's in Newfoundland or not, there's way too many dogs that are in need of great homes.
Yeah. Now, I think you said these folks live close by to you.
Yep. Like 3 minutes
that would be
away,
perfect too.
They've had Newfoundlands in the past. So, and if they need any kind of help or whatever, I'm right here.
Yep. And Lori has resources too. So,
And I know you're always a phone call away when I need you, Steve.
yeah, or just a hop, skip, and a jump if I have to go there.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it wouldn't be your first time.
Yep. So, and that's what we do. We take care of these dogs because they take such good care of us.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Again, you guys are awesome, and I love the show, and you guys do great things.
Well, we thank you for helping being a part of that. Remember, if you remember right, you were co-host on Halloween show, and we went trick-or-treating down in Texas.
We did. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
That's something Kim doesn't know about.
I'll help you anytime. You guys know that.
We went trick-or-treating with 13 Texas dogs.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
Yep. Had prize winners and everything. It was quite interesting.
That's right. Yeah, we announced the contest to the winner of the costume contest too. All kind of things happen here. We had a big butt contest on before. Which dog had the biggest butt?
Yep.
And Newfoundlands can be entered in that.
Are we going to do that again?
Oh, I was looking at it. I was hoping to make it some sort of an annual thing. How about this? How about we put it out there? Who wants to have a big butt contest again? Okay, well, I meant out there.
Wait, for me or the dogs? For us or the dogs?
Oh, only dogs are allowed to enter.
Oh. Okay.
And we'll do what we did last time. The judges' dogs aren't allowed to win. They can enter, but they're not allowed to win. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to be a judge.
Yeah. Well, Adam's place is very peaceful. I feel like if I could have a puppy cam on the dogs and the puppies, that would be like, that's what I could go to sleep at night, to see all those cute little puppies playing and just watching them sleep. Oh, look, see.
I think this is cool right here.
It is very cool.
That makes me peaceful. Yeah. Oh, babies. Yeah, that's the best.
Boy, I tell you, she is forgiving of those puppies, isn't she? And nurturing. Wow.
Yeah.
She was laying against your resident dog that is not her mama.
Sweet.
Yeah, Kim, thank you. I'll always remember that we do a lot of Great Pyrenees out here, and Newfoundlands are not Great Pyrenees, although they have some, they got antics too. All right. But they're black or they're brown and gray and black and white, but ours are usually white. Think about it this way: when you bring Cosmo back on, you're going to add color to our show. How about that?
Yeah.
But we're not a breed specific show. We will bring all breeds on, and we have. Okay, this isn't just about Great Pyrenees because all dogs deserve to be adopted.
Yeah,
that's how we see it. Let's get back to our normal view. Awesome. So now I would like to thank you, Lori. You going to stick around for a little bit?
Yep, I'm here, guys. Thank you.
All right. I want to hear a little bit about Melanie's newest foster because, man, there for a little while, earlier this year, every time we turned around, there was a new dog there. So, but Diamond she had for a couple shows anyway.
Yeah.
So who do you have now?
So this is Beth. I've had Beth about a week. She's a 3-year-old Pyrenees. We got through a shelter, so we don't really know the background, but she's taken very quickly and seems to know being around the house pretty well. So we're thinking she might have, at least for a while, been in a home. She's obviously very loving. She will attempt to crawl in my lap, like actually all the way in my lap. She tries.
Has she seen your other dogs yet?
Yeah. We've all met.
Look at that.
Everyone's getting along. She's
so
got
much
quite
for
a bit of
slow is
energy.
fast.
Oh, she was ready to meet within a couple of days. She was ready to meet everybody.
How long have you had her?
A week.
Okay.
Wow.
Now, folks, you got to understand, I did not know Diamond got adopted. because we're not. I mean, this is a show. Now, and plus, Melanie has some computer issues too, didn't you?
Well, and I was so we were off for Thanksgiving, and then I was out of town, so it's been a little while since we chatted.
I think you were further. Weren't you out of the country?
I was out of the country. We went to
I
Germany.
guess that's out of town.
That is out of town.
You just forgot to stop at the border, huh?
She really she wants to use you as a pillow. She wants to be close to you.
Look at that.
She's beautiful.
And this one's not a puppy, to the best of our knowledge.
No, I mean, she's still got a good amount of energy. She's a young dog. Again, we're estimating about 3. She's definitely very playful and would do well with a playmate. But she does know how to use toys. My last few fosters haven't known how to use toys. So that's been nice that I don't have to teach her how to use toys.
Wow.
She crates pretty well.
And who's that?
Well, that's Gandalf. That's Candace, my sister's dog.
She's already met Gandalf?
Yep. Gandalf got dropped off.
Well, no, Gandalf, he's a special boy.
He is. He has his own special quirks and anxieties. So
Now, he's not available for adoption. That is your sister's dog?
That's my sister's dog, yes.
Yeah. And he, man, sometimes it takes a while. I was surprised to see him so soon with her.
Yeah. Really with him, as long as, and she does really well at respecting space and boundaries. So she'll be okay. He gets annoyed, if dogs don't act the way he thinks they should act, just naturally. And so she's done well with him.
So she wouldn't do well with little Debbie then, probably.
Gandalf would not. Now she might. She's very playful. Yeah. She could be with the younger dog. She's met the cats. She really likes the cats. She really, really wants to play with the cats.
Really? Overly interested, like Cosmo?
Not overly so. It depends on if she's got the zoomies or not. Right now.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's already stimulated, and puppy's perfect then.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, speaking of puppies, I just got to borrow your space for a second.
Wow.
Okay. I got it. We got it. All right. I was going to grab a still shot of that.
But as you can see, she's trying to be on my lap here. She is a cuddler, and wants all the attention.
I think it was you that came up with the term, the bigger they are, the more they have to be in your lap.
Well, she definitely matches that, that's for sure. Whether
One
I thought
of your fosters was like that.
Yeah. But yeah, so she's fit in. You see, we're with the whole crew.
Boy, you sure are. Huh. Wow. How big is she? How much does she weigh?
I'd have to go on the scale. She's definitely not a pocket peer. And we're actually trying to get her to gain some more weight. Okay. I would estimate she's between 80 and 90 right now, and we're trying to get her to gain some more weight.
Is she available now? Is she listed?
She is listed and available.
Oh, my. Okay, well, let me get a GPRS banner up there. We'll do this one in case there's a comment. She's with she's with Great Pyrenees Rescue Society.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. I work with 7 rescues around the country for Great Pyrenees. I get confused.
Well, clearly she wants to be adored, and she wants to adore someone.
And she definitely feels safe with Melanie. Look at that.
I love it.
Just like all the others, when she gets them in that position, it's always in that position. I love it.
This is the couch. This is where we come.
So would her best home be it with another dog, Melanie, or because she's such a lover?
Yeah, and she does, when she gets the zoomies, a few times a day. She's still very active. I think she would really want to have another friend to play with, just because of how active she is. And she's such a social dog. She likes other dogs. She likes other people. She's just happy and wants to be everyone's friend.
Wow. Now, and speaking of other dogs, most of the Great Pyrenees rescues, and I think if I remember right, GPRS is the same way. when you have a puppy that you want, if you want to adopt a puppy, you need to have another dog already in your home that can accommodate a puppy like crazy with the puppy, because if not, you will have to take that role over. And well, that's failed many times because you don't have that kind of energy. And puppies, I always tell people, and it's actually a different definition, but I always say puppies are annoying. All right. No, they're not annoying. They're just, they never run out of gas. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
All right.
If someone wants to adopt a puppy, they need to have a current dog that's at least 50 pounds.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
that is youthful enough to play with them, but also have enough energy and engagement to be a mentor to that puppy.
Well, to guide them. Not all dogs are mentors, but all dogs will teach them some house rules.
The best puppy they can be, because they need to learn from an adult dog. They need to learn expectations. And so we really are very firm on those things for good reason, because we want it to be a success. It's not that we're just being difficult. It's that we want that puppy to be the best grown-up dog it can ever be. We want it to have all the tools, just like you would with another kind of baby.
They want the dogs to succeed.
Yeah. And we want it to be forever. So that's, we just, again, we're trying to set everybody else up for success. So,
right. And always remember too, that if you've applied for a dog, okay, and you got your heart set on that dog and this and that, but the rescue thinks that you might do better with a different dog. Always remember, you're falling in love with a photograph. Right?
Yeah.
And so the rescue knows their dogs, and the reason that they would suggest a different dog is because there's probably a better chance of success with a different dog. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, not everybody has the same understanding of what a large or a giant breed is. And so, sometimes maybe you need to visit like the AKC, like what does a giant breed mean? Because they'll have size and weight ranges. If you think you have large dog experience, but the biggest dog you've ever engaged with is 50 pounds, that's not a large dog.
No.
So, I mean, it might be big to you, but you have to think about it. Just like with Cosmo, he's a giant breed. Great Pyrenees, giant breed. Like, they use the word giant for a reason.
A Labrador Retriever is a large breed.
Yeah, and it's not that you have to have giant breed experience to adopt from us. That's not true at all. Right. But I'm just saying, to kind of help give perspective, there are different, if you have giant dog experience, it's because you have like 90 plus pound dog experience, and not just because they're overweight. It's that because they're an appropriate healthy size, and it's a different experience to own.
Well, let's put it this way. When a Great Pyrenees rescue says, "Oh, that's just a little bitty dog," the definition is probably going to be different than most people's. Okay, because little bitty to them is probably going to be around 75 pounds. All right? Just remember that. Now, those are little bitty, but they're not going to stay that size with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'll tell you, that's amazing. I love it. And apparently so does Adam. That's why he keeps doing it. Wow. See, I couldn't do what Adam does. I couldn't get a set of annoying puppies and then get them adopted. Then you take another set of annoying puppies. But Adam's got a different personality than I do. And look at me. I'm old. I get annoyed quicker too. All right. But at least at least a puppy doesn't annoy me as fast as a human does. Just so you always remember that. Because humans have logic. Dogs don't. And wow. Why would I say that? Because it's kind of important. An example of what's affected by a dog not having our logic would be knowing right from wrong. Think about that. And then if you try to teach them right from wrong, that's not going to work because we keep moving the goalposts on what's right and what's wrong.
And I think Lori was going to say something.
Sorry, Lori.
That's okay. I was just going to say when you commented on the giant breed, when they're Debbie and Dolly's size, and like Cosmo, when they're puppies, they just see that little bundle of fur and they don't take into account that that little bundle of fur, if they're 15 or 16 or 20 pounds at 8 weeks old, they're going to be a big dog. And maybe you should, reconsider, because a little dog is going to be 5 or 6 pounds at 8 or 10 weeks old, not already 20 pounds. So do your research before you get that little bundle of fluff, because they do grow up and they do need the right people to take care of them.
My Charlie was 16 pounds at 8 weeks. When he was 8 years old, he was 154 pounds.
Yep. That's the way Remy and Rip were the same way, and Rebel too. So do your research before you just fall in love with that little bundle of fur, because they do.
Part of your research, if you come across, if you Google Great Pyrenees and you get results of Pyrenean Shepherd, that's the same dog. That's what the Great Pyrenees are Pyrenean Shepherds.
Yep.
All right. So we know them as Great Pyrenees in this country. I guess we changed the name of a breed of a dog. I guess I don't know what happened there. But anyway, wow. Adam, thank you so much. Oh, sorry, Sydney.
Thank you so much, Lori, for bringing these beautiful puppies on and sharing advice.
Yes, and Melanie, nice work with Beth. Of course, then again, I can make a recording and say that, just change the name, right? Lori, thank you so much for bringing Cosmo on and continuing to do this. It's always great having you on. We'll have to have her host another show one of these days, huh?
Yes.
Yeah. She had fun at the Halloween show, didn't you?
Yeah. Anytime, guys. You know that. I'm always available. Keep me posted.
Anytime you're not working that particular Sunday anyway.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let me stop this ticker because that actually interferes with things. There we go. So, well, see you next week. I don't know who's coming on, if anybody. If we don't have a dog, there's no show. Always remember that. Okay. We used to have Roman come on, but Roman's gotten awful busy here lately. And so our training tip section is nobody's qualified to do that one. So we're going to avoid that one for a little while.
Steve, how's he feeling? You said he had some
heart issues. That's right. Roman had a heart attack. He seems to be back to normal.
Oh, good.
You talk about yeah. Well, he's always been amazing. Okay. He's a pretty good guy. All right.
Good.
Oh, and he also passed his citizenship test too. He's been here on green card from Austria. And I read a post. He passed his citizenship test. How about that?
Oh, good.
Yay.
Good. Congratulations, Roman.
Yeah. All right. On that note, bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for all you do.